Hi everyone. Once again, welcome to another yoga class. Today we will be doing another gentle flow. As usual, I encourage you to use a block if you have one, or a towel if you don't have one, and you can place it underneath your knees if you need a bit more support. If you don't have any blocks and you need support for holding, you can use books or whatever that is kind of shaped like that, or yeah. I also recommend you to have a water, a bottle of water, just if you are getting thirsty. So we are going to start shortly here. We will be starting in a laying position onto your back. I'm going to play some music. So starting in a laying position, comfortably onto your back. Feet come about mat distance apart or wider. And just gently letting your feet naturally fall onto their sides. Your palms and arms are facing up onto your sides or slightly away. And letting your fingers curl naturally. And if this position doesn't feel comfortable for your lower back or any other reasons, try to bend your knees and plant the sole of your feet mat distance apart, letting your knees fall into center, tempting. Or perhaps today you'd like to lay in a fetal position onto your right or left side. This is totally up to you. Remember that this is your practice, so it's important that you take any posture that feels comfortable for you. Once you have found that posture, and if you are onto your back, slightly lifting your chest up and tuck your shoulder blades underneath you. And perhaps if you feel comfortable to do so, I invite you to softly close your eyes or to soften your gaze. And just starting off by relaxing every muscles of your body. Starting with the muscles of your face. And then relaxing the muscles of your jaw. Your neck and your shoulders. The muscles of your upper back. Mid-back and lower back are nice and relaxed. The muscles of your abdomen is softened with each breath that you take. And relaxing your glutes, the muscles of your legs and your feet. And just let go of any thoughts here, of any expectations, and of anything that doesn't serve you for this class. Using the next 60 minutes to be fully present and in the moment, and to focus on your well-being. Perhaps by focusing on your mental health, on your emotional health, and on your physical health. Noticing any reoccurring thoughts or emotions. Noticing tensions in your body. And while taking a deep inhale through the nose, imagining a relaxing wave coming from the top of your feet to all the way to the crown of your head. And exhaling, letting go of every thought. One more time, taking a deep inhale, imagining a relaxing wave of air coming from your feet to the crown of your head. And exhaling, letting go of anything that doesn't serve you for this class. One last time, taking a deep inhale through the nose, imagining that wave of relaxing air coming into your body. And exhaling, letting go of all tensions. And perhaps you'd like to set an intention for your practice today. It could be a simple word or a positive statement. Or perhaps you would like to dedicate your practice to a loved one. Once you have chosen, please repeat it 3 times and within your mind. And then taking a deep inhale through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. One more deep inhale, and exhaling. And slowly turning your awareness back into the space of the room where you are. Perhaps hearing the different noises into that room. Noticing the air onto your skin. Maybe the clothes, feeling the clothes on your skin. And maybe feeling the skin onto your mat. And then slowly starting to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Perhaps circling your wrists and ankles. Maybe you'd like to bend your elbows and your knees. And if it's okay on your neck, perhaps you'd like to slowly turn your head from side to side. And then extending your legs long into your mat. The sole of your feet are reaching for the front of the room. Sweeping your hands overhead, interlacing your fingers, and give yourself a big body stretch here. Perhaps stretching to your right or left side. Perhaps yawning feels good as well. Maybe feeling your lower back lifting off your mat here. And on your next exhale, drawing both of your knees onto your chest, hugging both knees nice and tight, and rolling from side to side, or making circles here with your knees. Just massaging your lower back or lumbar spine. Knees can come together or knees can come wide. This is totally up to you, whatever feels good into your hips. And then keeping your right knee onto your chest and extending that left leg long onto your mat. Now both of your feet are flexed, toes are pointing towards the sky. On every inhale, really pushing through that left heel so it reaches the front of your mat. On every exhale, drawing that right knee just a bit closer towards your chest. If this feels a little bit uncomfortable, options to bend your left knee and plant the sole of your left foot onto your mat. choose to stay here, or you can choose to start moving with your breath. On every inhale, drawing the right knee towards your right side, opening your hip. On every exhale, bringing it back to center. Massaging your inner hip crease. And then bending your left knee and planting the sole of your left foot onto your mat. Extending that right leg long towards the sky. Hands can come behind your hamstrings, calf or peace fingers towards the big toe. Now avoiding any pain here behind that knee. If you are feeling pain, drawing the thigh closer to your chest instead. Otherwise, on every inhale, really pushing through that right heel so it reaches the sky. On every exhale, drawing those toes just a bit closer towards your face or the wall behind you. Again, option here to extend that left leg long onto your mat to feel a bit more sensation or to challenge yourself a bit more. And then drawing both knees onto your chest, hugging both knees nice and tight, rolling from side to side or making circles with your knees. And then keeping that left knee onto your chest and extending that right leg long onto your mat. Again, both of your feet are flexed, toes are pointing towards the sky. On every inhale, really pushing through that right heel so it reaches the front of your mat. On every exhale, drawing that left knee just a bit closer towards your chest. Perhaps feeling an opening onto your right hip and right quad. Maybe feeling a compression onto your left hip here. And again, you can choose to stay here or you can choose to move with your breath. On every inhale, drawing the left knee towards your left side, opening your hip. On every exhale, coming it back to center. Massaging your inner hip crease on the second side. And then bending your right knee, planting the sole of your right foot onto your mat and extending that left leg long towards the sky. Again, foot is flexed, toes are pointing towards your face. Hands can come behind your hamstrings, calf or peace finger to your big toe. Making sure your shoulders are staying nice and heavy onto your mat. Avoiding any pain behind that left knee. Again, if you're feeling pain, drawing the thigh closer to your chest instead. Otherwise, on every inhale, really pushing through that heel so it reaches the sky. On every exhale, drawing those toes just a bit closer towards your face. And drawing both knees onto your chest, hugging both knees nice and tight and rolling from side to side or making circles. Two options for you here. You can either roll onto your right or left side and pushing yourself into a seated position, or you can roll up and down your spine until you come to a seated position. Once you're here, sweeping your legs out to the side or roll over top of your shins to come to a tabletop position. Now in tabletop, you want your wrists underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. We'll move through a little bit of shoulders here first. So before moving to a cat-cow, just dropping your shoulders down and then back up. And on your inhale, dropping your shoulders, bringing the shoulder blades back together. Exhaling, back up. Good. 2 more times. Dropping your belly, shoulders, coming back up. 1 last time. Good. This time moving through cats and cows. On your inhale, dropping your belly towards the mat. Gaze and tailbone go up. Excellent. Belly back in. Rolling through your shoulders and your spine. Gaze and tailbone down. Inhaling, dropping your belly towards the mat. Gaze and tailbone up. Exhaling, belly back in. Rolling through your shoulders and your spine. Gaze and tailbone down. Good. 4 more rounds of full breath here on your own pace. Really trying to connect the breath to your movement, the movement to your breath. And here we'll just starting to wake up our shoulders, our spine, our hips. Good. And after your 4th full round of breath, coming back to a neutral spine or flat back. Bringing your knees by distance apart, big toes to touch. Sitting back onto your heels and walking your hands towards the front of your mat. Letting your forehead rest heavily onto your mat here. I will be lifting up my head so you guys can hear me. But if your forehead doesn't quite make it onto your mat, stacking your hands underneath it. Or stacking fists underneath it. Or maybe placing a block. Or anything that can bring a little bit more support. Now this is your safety posture. So if at any time during this practice you need to come back to your breath or you need to take a break, this is a great posture to come back to. Also, if at any time during your practice you need to take a sip of water, I strongly encourage you to do so. Taking a deep inhale through the nose. And exhaling through the mouth. 1 more deep inhale. And exhaling. Walking your fingertips towards the front of your mat. On your next inhale, shifting your weight forward. Again, back into a tabletop. Wrists underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Spreading your fingers nice and wide here. Engaging that core. Tucking your toes, and on your next inhale, hovering your knees 1 inch off the mat here. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bringing your hips back and up into downward facing dog. Good. You can walk the dog a little bit by bringing your heels one after the other onto your mat. You can come high into the balls of your feet, bending your knees, bringing your torso closer to your thighs, and then attempting to straighten your legs here. Good. We'll start moving through a modified flow. So on your next inhale, shifting your weight forward into plank. Wrists underneath your shoulders, lowering your knees onto your mat and untucking your toes. Really engaging that core here. Exhaling, lowering to chattering up. Chest and belly reaches the mat at the same time. On your next inhale, pressing through your shoelace part of your feet. Lifting your chest up. Bringing your shoulder blades back together. Little to no weight into your hands. Gaze is long up. Neck is long, gaze is down. Exhaling, lowering down. Inhaling, pressing through your hands to come back to a tabletop position. Tucking your toes and lifting your sit up into downward facing dog. Good. So you have the choice to stay with the modified flow or to start moving through a full flow. On your next inhale, shifting your weight forward into plank. Wrists underneath the shoulders, toe down underneath your heels. You should be 1 straight line from your heels to the crown of your head. Core is engaged, glutes are engaged, arms and legs engaged. On your next inhale, shifting your weight forward, exhaling, lowering down to chattering at elbows to 90 degrees. Untucking your toes, inhaling, pressing through your hands to lift your chest up. Upward facing dog, exhaling, pushing back to downward facing dog. Good. On your next inhale, gaze goes to the top of your mat. Exhaling, step or walk in between your hands into a forward fold. Inhaling, halfway lift. Hands come onto your thighs or onto your shins. Core is engaged, back is parallel to your mat, shoulder blades are back together. Exhaling, forward folding. Inhaling, coming all the way up, fingertips to the sky. Exhaling, hands come down through heart center, hands onto your sides. Beautiful. So we are going to continue with a sun salutation B, or a modified version of it. I encourage you to use a block if you do have one, and placing it in between your inner thighs and knees. If you don't have a block, that's okay. Bring your feet together or hip distance apart, but just making sure that your knees are aligned at all times. Good. So on your next inhale, bring your hands at heart center and sitting low into a chair pose. Now really bringing your weight back into your heels by lifting your toes up if that's available to you. Really engaging that core. Back is as straight as possible and slightly tilting your pelvis forward. On your inhale, lengthening that spine, and on your exhales, sinking and sitting just a little bit deeper. Staying here for about 3 breaths. Good. And you can choose to stay here, or you can choose to move into a twist by bringing your torso closer to your thighs and then hooking the right elbow to the outside edge of your left thigh. Opening your chest towards the left side. One hand pushing against the other, trying to use the leverage to align your heart with your thumb. Pushing your elbow into your thigh, thigh into your elbow, trying to stack your shoulders here. Crown of your head is reaching for the front of your mat. If this is too uncomfortable, simply bring your right hand into your left thigh, left hand into your lower back, and opening your chest towards the left side. 2 more breaths. Good. Coming back to center, taking an inhale. Exhaling, forward folding. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling, coming all the way up, fingertips to the sky. And exhaling, hands come down through heart center, hands onto your sides. One more time. Bring your hands at heart center. And on your next inhale, sitting low into that chair. Again, setting up that chair right away by bringing your weight back into your heels, by lifting your toes up if that's available. Core engaged, back as straight as possible and slightly tilting your pelvis forward. Again, hands pressing one against the other, bringing your shoulder blades back together, opening that front body here. 3 breaths. On every inhale, lengthening that spine. Every exhale, sinking just a bit deeper. Firing those quads here. Good, and again, you can choose to stay here, or you can choose to move into the twist on the other side by bringing your torso closer to your thigh. And this time, hooking the left elbow to the outside edge of your right thigh. Again, pushing one hand against the other, trying to align your thumb with your heart. Pushing your elbow into your thigh, thigh into your elbows. Peeking on your knees, making sure they are still aligned. Good. Again, other version, bringing your left hand onto your right thigh, right hand onto your lower back. 2 more breaths. Good. Coming back to center, taking an inhale. And exhaling, forward folding. If you have a block, removing it. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhaling, forward folding. Bending your knees, planting your hands into your mat and stepping back into plank. Full or modify, your choice. Shifting your weight forward. Exhaling, lowering down to chaturanga. Inhaling to cobra or upward facing dog. Exhaling to downward facing dog. Good. On the next inhale, lifting your right leg high behind you. Exhaling, stepping that foot in between your hands. Front knee comes over top of your ankle, wiggling your back toes all the way back. Inhaling, using your core forward to lift your chest up. Hands can come at heart center or towards the sky if no shoulders injury. Making sure here that your front knee is over top of your ankle, back leg is strong. Squaring your hips towards the front of your mat. 2 more breaths. Good. Inhaling, reaching for the sky. Exhaling, hands to either side of your front foot and stepping back into plank. Full or modified, your choice. Shifting your weight forward. Exhaling, lowering down to chaturanga. Inhaling to cobra or upward facing dog. Exhaling, pushing back to downward facing dog. Good. On your next inhale, lifting your left leg high behind you. And exhaling, stepping that foot in between your hands. Again, front knee over top of your ankle. Wiggling your back toes all the way back. Inhaling, engaging your core, lifting your chest up. Hands at heart center or towards the sky. Setting up that high runner's lunge here. Back leg is strong. Front knee over top of your ankle. Squaring those hips towards the front of your mat. Shoulders nice and relaxed, away from your ears. 2 more breaths. Inhaling, reaching for the sky. Exhaling, hands to either side of your front foot and stepping back into plank. Full or modified, your choice. Shifting your weight forward. Exhaling, lowering down to chaturanga. Inhaling to cobra or upward facing dog. Exhaling, pushing back to downward facing dog. Good. Bringing your knees onto your mat distance apart. Big toes to touch. Sitting back onto your heels. Walking your hands towards the front of your mat and letting your forehead rest heavily onto your mat. Taking a sip of water here. And we will meet back into a child's pose. Good. If you haven't done or made your way to child's pose, now is a good time. If you need a bit more time, please feel free to pause the video and to come back when you're ready. So taking a deep inhale through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. Good. Walking your hands towards the front of your mat. On your next inhale, shifting your weight forward into a tabletop. Tucking your toes, lifting your feet up into downward facing dog. And on your next inhale, gaze goes to the top of your mat. Exhaling, step or walking between your hands into a forward fold. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhaling, forward folding. Inhaling, coming all the way up, fingertips to the sky. Exhaling, hands come down through heart center. Hands onto your sides. Good. We'll move through a little bit of balance. So bringing your hands onto your hips. Really grounding through the right sole of your foot and right leg. Keep standing the left sole of your foot onto your right ankle. Keeping that right knee towards the back of the room, but squaring your hips towards the front of the room. Core is engaged. Finding something you can focus your gaze on. And then you can stay here, or you can move your foot onto your calf, or all the way to your thigh. Hands can come at heart center, towards the sky. Or you can interlace your fingers behind your lower back and bring your shoulders back and down and pull those fingers towards your mat. Opening through the front body, through the chest and the area of your heart. Good. Inhaling, bringing your hands over top of your head. Exhaling, hands come down through heart center. Hands onto your hips, pulling that knee in front of you and stepping down. Shake it out. Awesome. And then moving through the second side. So really grounding through the left sole of your foot, left leg. Keep extending the right sole of your foot onto your right ankle, keeping that knee towards the back of the room, but squaring those hips towards the front of the room, engaging that core. You can choose to stay here. You can come onto your calf or all the way to your thigh. Hands can come at heart center. You can grow your tree towards the sky. Or interlacing maybe your fingers behind your lower back, bringing your shoulders back and down and pulling those hands towards your mat. Good. Inhaling, hands towards the sky. Exhaling, hands come down through your heart center, pulling that knee in front of you and stepping down. Shake it out. Awesome. And coming back into a Tadasana. On your inhale, fingertips towards the sky. Exhaling, hinging at your hips, lifting with your heart and forward folding. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhaling, forward fold. Bending your knees, planting your hands into your mat and stepping back into plank. Full or modified, your choice. Shifting your weight forward. Exhaling, lowering down to Chaturanga. Inhaling to Cobra or upward facing dog. Exhaling, pushing back to downward facing dog. Good. We will be moving through a dancing dog here. So, working the core a little bit. Before we start, I will just show you a couple of options. You can do this from a tabletop and extending that leg behind you and bringing them to your elbows, center or the other elbow. If that's an option. Or you can do it from downward facing dog. So in any case, bringing your right leg on your inhale long behind you. Exhaling, right knee to right elbow. Inhale, extend. Exhaling, right knee to your nose. Inhale, extend. Exhaling, right knee to left elbow. Inhale, extend. Exhaling, right knee to your nose. Inhale, extend. Exhaling, stepping that right foot to the outside edge of your right hand. Lowering that back knee onto your mat and untucking your toes. Setting up for gecko here. So if you have any knee sensitivities, placing a block or a towel or blanket underneath it to bring a bit more support. Now there's a couple of options for you here. You can stay with your knee down, maybe to feel a better stretch into your quad and hip, or you can touch your toes, lift your knee up to strengthen that back leg. You can come onto one forearm, maybe both, or maybe placing a block or book underneath it to bring more support. But in any case, keeping that front knee over top of your ankle. Feeling a compression onto your right hip, maybe an opening onto the left. We'll be staying here for about 5 breaths. Maybe taking the time here to come back to your intention, or if you have dedicated your practice to a person. And after your 5th breath or so, if you are onto your forearms, slowly coming back onto your hands. Now walking that front foot in between your hands here. Good. Tucking your back toes, lifting your back knee up, and dropping that back heel parallel to the short edge of your mat. Inhaling, lifting your chest up to move into Warrior 2. Good. Now here you want your front foot intersecting more or less the arch of your back foot. Front knee is over top of your ankle, moving more towards the pinky side of your toes. Shoulders over top of your hips, core is engaged, thighs are engaged here. Arms are engaged and strong. Every single muscle is working out here. Everything is strong. Now if it's okay on your neck, gaze can come towards your right hand. Good. Making sure you can always see that big toe here. Good. 2 more breaths. Good. And then straightening that front leg here. Shooting those hips towards the back of the room. Reaching with your right hand for the front of the room. When you can't anymore, dropping that hand onto your shin, ankle, block, or your mat. Left hands come onto your left hip and opening your chest. Stacking your shoulders on the top of another. Once your shoulders are stacked, extending those left fingertips towards the sky. The crown of your head is trying to reach for the front of your mat here. And if you're like me and you're hyperextending that knee, just give it a soft bend not to hurt it. Keeping that top shoulder towards the back. 2 more breaths. Good. And then bringing that left hand onto your left hip, bending that front knee, and inhaling, using your core to lift your chest up and come back into warrior 2. Crawling that foot just a little further and sinking into your posture. Good. 2 more breaths. Good. And then if you have no shoulders injuries, interlacing your hands behind your lower back, bringing your shoulders down. If you have any shoulders discomfort, hands onto your hips. Opening your chest towards the left top corner of your mat. Inhaling, lengthening your spine. Exhaling, hinging at the hips and forward folding. Not forward folding all the way down, but more or less parallel to the mat here. Using your core to hold yourself. Bringing your shoulder blades back together. Legs are strong. Good. 2 more breaths. Good. And using your core to come back up. Coming back into warrior 2. Taking an inhale. And exhaling, rolling your hands to either side of your front foot, turning that back foot and stepping back into plank. Full or modified, your choice. Shifting your weight forward, exhaling, lowering down to chaturanga. Inhaling to cobra or upward facing dog. Exhaling, pushing back to downward facing dog. Good. On your next inhale, lifting your left leg high behind you. Exhaling. Again, we can do this from tabletop or from downward facing dog. Moving through a dancing dog. So on your exhale, bringing your left knee to your left elbow. Inhaling, extend. Exhaling, left knee to your nose. Inhaling, extend. Exhaling, left knee to right elbow. Inhaling, extend. Exhaling, left knee to your nose. Inhaling, extend. And exhaling, stepping that foot to the outside edge of your left hand. Lowering that right knee onto your mat and tucking your toes. Again, placing some kind of support for your knee if you need it. Here, making sure your front knee is over top of your ankle. Again, the different options. Tucking your toes, lifting your knee up to strengthen that back leg. Or keeping that knee down to maybe feel a better stretch into your quad. Coming onto one forearm, or maybe both forearms, or maybe placing a block or books underneath it to bring more support. And maybe coming back to your breath here. Really sending your breath into your hips. We really need kindness for those hips today. So, imagining that when you're taking a breath, it goes all the way to your hips and sending oxygen and kindness here. Good. 3 more breaths in here. And after your 3rd breath or so, if you are onto your forearms, slowly coming back onto your hands. Walking that front foot in between your hands. Tucking your back toes, lifting your back knee up, and dropping that heel parallel to the short edge of your mat. Inhaling, lifting your chest up for warrior 2 on the 2nd side. So I will be changing sides for you guys. But again, you want your front foot to intersect more or less the arch of your back foot. Front knee over top of your ankle, moving more towards the pinky side of your foot. Opening your chest, shoulders over top of your hips, arms are engaged. Now every muscle is engaged here. Arms, core, thighs, legs, everything is strong. We are strong warriors. On every inhale, lengthening the spine. Every exhale, sinking just a bit deeper here into your posture. 2 more breaths. Good. And then straightening that front leg, shooting those hips towards the back of the room, reaching with your front hand for the front of the room, and then dropping that hand onto your shin, ankle, mat or a block or books. Back hands come onto your back hip, opening your chest here, stacking your shoulders. Once your shoulders are stacked, extending those right fingertips towards the sky. Crown of your head is reaching for the front of your mat here. And again, if you are hyperextending that knee, just give it a soft bend. Now maybe feeling a nice stretch onto your inner thigh here on the left side. Maybe a little stretch onto your outer hip on the right side. 2 more breaths. Good, and after your second breath, bringing that top hand onto your hip, bending that front knee, inhaling, using that core to lift your chest up, back into warrior 2, and sinking just a little bit more your hips. Good. And then interlacing your fingers behind your lower back, bringing your shoulders back and down. If any shoulder discomfort, bringing your hands onto your hips, opening your chest towards the right top corner of your mat. Inhaling, lengthening that spine, exhaling, hinging at your hips, and forward folding, using your core to hold you parallel or more or less parallel to your mat. Good. 2 more breaths. Legs are strong. Inhaling, using your core to lift your chest up, back into warrior 2. Taking an inhale and exhaling, warming your hands to either side of your front foot, turning your toes, stepping back into plank. Full or modified, your choice. Exhaling, lowering down to chaturanga. Inhaling to cobra or upward facing dog. Exhaling, pushing back to downward facing dog. Good. Maybe walking the dog here. And on your next inhale, gaze goes to the top of your mat. Exhaling, step or walk in between your hands into a forward fold. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhaling, forward folding. Inhaling, coming all the way up, fingertips to the sky. Exhaling, hands come down through heart center, hands onto your sides. And again, taking a sip of water here, and we will meet back in a mountain pose or Tadasana. And again, if you need more time, feel free to pause the video and to come back to it later. Otherwise, bringing your hands onto your hips or in front of you. Shoulders are over top of your hips, hips over top of your knees, knees over top of your ankle. Good. And coming onto the balls of your feet. Engaging that core. And slowly bending your knees and trying to slowly lowering and sitting onto your heels. Keeping that back straight, core is engaged. Awesome. And sitting onto your mat. Very well. Extending that right leg long onto your mat. Sole of your foot or foot is flexed, toes are pointing towards the sky. left sole of the foot comes to the inside of your right thigh. Now if you're feeling that this left knee is hovering a little bit too much off the mat or off the floor, please bring any support to it. So any books again, or any blocks or anything that can bring more support. Otherwise, looking directly onto your leg, inhaling fingertips to the sky, lengthening that spine, exhaling, hinging at the hips and forward folding. Hands can come onto your shin, ankle, foot, mat, or onto books or blocks. And avoiding any pain behind that right knee. If you are feeling any pain, slightly coming back up here. On every inhale, lengthening that spine. Every exhale, bringing your heart just a bit closer towards your chest here. Good. On every inhale, lengthening that spine again. Every exhale, bringing your heart just a bit closer towards your thigh. Good. Taking all a deep inhale here. And exhaling, slowly stacking one vertebrae at a time to come all the way up. Now crossing that left foot over top of your right thigh. And with your right arm, hugging that left knee into your chest. Left hand can come behind you and tenting, lifting up your spine and sitting up tall. Good. On your inhale, lengthening that spine, and on your exhale, opening your chest towards your left side, moving through a twist here. Now you can stay here, or you can choose to bring that right elbow to the outside edge of your left thigh. If it's okay on your neck, gaze can come towards your left shoulder. Maintaining that rotation from your tailbone to the base of your skull. Good. Coming back to center and maybe taking a counter twist, opening your chest towards your right side and then coming back to center. Extending that left leg long onto your mat, sole of your foot is flexed, toes are pointing towards the sky. Right sole of your foot come to the inside of your left thigh. Again, if that knee is hovering too much in the air, placing a block or bringing some more support. It might change from one side to another, just allowing those differences. But when you're ready, looking directly onto your leg, inhaling, reaching for the sky, and lengthening that spine. Exhaling, hinging at your hips, and forward folding. Again, hands onto your shin, ankle, foot, mat or blocks. And avoiding any pain behind this knee again. If it's the case, or if you're feeling a pulling sensation, slightly coming back up. Trying to keep a straight back here. On every inhale, lengthening that spine. And on every exhale, bringing your heart just a bit closer. And taking a deep inhale all together here. And slowly stacking one vertebrae at a time to come all the way up. And crossing that right foot over top of your left thigh, keeping that knee to your chest. With your left arm, hugging that knee into your chest. Right hand comes behind your back or lower back and tenting, pushing your spine to lengthen that spine. On your inhale, lengthening the spine. Exhaling, opening your chest towards your right side. And again, if it's okay on your neck, maybe gaze can pull towards your right shoulder to maintain that rotation. And if you need a bit more, left elbow can come to the outside edge of your right thigh, moving a little deeper into your twist here. Then all the time sitting up tall, keeping a straight back. Good. Coming back to center, moving through a contour twist. And again, coming back to center. Maybe taking a sip of water before we are going to make our way down onto our mat. And once you are laying down onto your mat here, bringing your knees onto your chest, hugging both knees nice and tight here. Good. Maybe rolling from side to side or making circles. And then coming back to center. Bringing your right knee towards your right shoulder. Left knee towards your left shoulder. Both forearms to the inside of your shins, grabbing for the outside edge of your feet or your ankle. And then stacking your ankles over top of your knees, moving to happy baby. Now a couple of options here. Pressing your hands into your feet, feet into your hands, and then trying to bring those knees closer to your armpit or towards the mat. Options to lengthen one leg or straightening one leg, maybe the other one, or maybe both. Or options to roll from side to side, massaging the upper layer of your back here. But in any case, being playful into that posture. If you are doing your practice with someone, maybe exchanging a smile. Good. And then bringing both of your knees onto your chest, placing your hands underneath the tailbone and extending both of your legs long towards the sky. Feet are flexed, toes are pointing towards your face. Moving through a little bit of core before we enjoy our Shavasana. And on your inhale, lowering both knees to a hover. Exhaling, coming back up, really engaging those core. Inhaling, lowering to a hover. Exhaling, coming back up. Good, 3 more times. Inhale and exhale. Inhaling, exhaling. Inhale and exhale. Good. Bring both knees onto your chest, hugging them nice and tight. Good. And then bring the sole of your feet together onto your mat, letting those knees fall nice and wide. We won't stay here for very long, but if you need a bit more support, making fists with your hands and placing them to the outside edge of your thighs. Otherwise, hands can come onto your belly, onto your sides or overhead. Or you can make movement with your arms and shoulders to find the perfect position for them. Once you are there, we are going to take 3 deep breaths to release our practice and any breathing technique that we might have had. So taking a deep inhale through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. One more deep inhale. And exhaling. And one last time, deep inhale through the nose. And exhaling side out. Good. Option to stay into that posture for your Shavasana. And if it becomes a little bit too uncomfortable, you can move after into your Shavasana. Or if you would like to move into your traditional one now, bringing your hands, or with the help of your hands, bringing your thighs and knees back up. If you would like to windshield wiper a couple of times your knees from side to side, you can. And then when you're ready, extending slowly one leg after the other onto your mat. I will be sitting up and changing the music for you guys to guide you during your Shavasana. So feet are about mat distance apart or wider. And gently letting your feet naturally fall onto their sides. Your palms and arms are facing up onto your sides or slightly away. Letting those finger curls naturally. And again, if this position doesn't feel comfortable for your lower back or any other reasons, try to bend your knees and plant the sole of your feet mat distance apart, letting those knees fall into center, tenting. Or perhaps you would like to lay in a fetal position onto your right or left side. Or maybe you'd like to lay on your belly. Or if you are close to a wall, maybe bringing your legs up the wall. This is totally up to you. Remember that this is your practice. It's important that you're listening to the cues of your body. And that you take the most comfortable position to enjoy that Shavasana. But once you are ready, I invite you to softly close your eyes or to soften your gaze. And again, like at the beginning of our class, just letting your thoughts float around you. Contemplate them. But allow them to drift away, not holding on to them. Let's try to stay in our little bubble, away from the busy outside world, just a bit longer. If you had an intention for your practice, and if you would like to keep that intention for the rest of your week, you can now repeat it 3 times in your mind. Otherwise, simply let it go. If you have dedicated your practice to a loved one, please repeat that name 3 times in your mind and then let it go. And again, trying to imagine that relaxing wave of air coming up and down your body. On every inhale, bringing relaxing air into your body. Exhaling, letting everything go. Thoughts, expectation for Shavasana, anything that doesn't serve you. And I invite you to go through a mental scan of your body. Try to relax and release each part of it. Relaxing your toes, the top of your feet and the sole of your feet. Relaxing your ankles, your shins and your calves. Circle your knees. Relaxing your thighs. And your hamstrings are softened and relaxed. Relaxing your glutes, your hips, and your pelvis. Relaxing the muscles of your lower back. And the muscles of your abdomen is softened with each breath that you take. Relaxing the muscles of your mid-back, your rib cage, and the area of your heart. Relaxing your fingers, the top of your hand, and the palm of your hands. Relaxing your wrists, your forearms, and your elbows. Relaxing your biceps and triceps. Relaxing your shoulders and soften them as you allow them to fall heavy onto your mat. Relaxing your upper chest, your upper back, and your neck. Softening your face. Softening your eyes and your eyelids. And deeply relaxing that space in between your eyebrows. And finally, relaxing your jaw by slightly opening your mouth. Knowing that there is absolutely no rush today. I encourage you to stay and enjoy your Shavasana for as long as you want to, or as long as you need to. But once you're ready to come out of your Shavasana and out of your practice, please do slowly as a sign of respect towards your body and yourself. Thank you so much for stepping onto your mat and practice. If you have any questions or concerns, you can simply comment under the video. From the bottom of my heart, I bow to each and every one of you. Namaste.